Good afternoon and welcome to Griffin-Spalding County School Spring Sports Media Day. My name is Bill Stykes and I'm the District Athletic Director for Griffin-Spalding County Schools. Today we will be joined by the student athletes and coaches from tennis, golf, soccer, track and field, and baseball from Griffin High and Spalding High. We apologize for our late start, but we appreciate our student athletes helping us with our sportsmanship video that they've been filming, so thank you guys for doing that. We're going to get started now, first with the tennis teams from Griffin and Spalding. We're joined today by Coach Hill from Griffin High and Coach Dunn from Spalding, and our first question is going to be to our coaches. Coaches, we'll start with Coach Hill. Please introduce yourself and talk to us about the student athletes with you today, include their grade level. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Coach Hill from Griffin High School. I've been coaching tennis now since 2015 at Griffin High School. We have grade range from 9th through 12th grade playing for us this year. I'm excited. I have some new players, and I'm looking forward to having a great season.
Great. Coach Dunn, introduce yourself and talk to us about your student athletes to the left, and go ahead and introduce them, if you will.
I'm Coach Dunn. I've been coaching tennis at Spalding since 2020. So this is the, sixth season. And today I have Winta Yukalo. This is her fourth year on the team as varsity. Anna Foster, it's her fourth year. Anna's a junior, but she played JV as an eighth grader while at Rehoboth. And then I've got Miles McDowell and Jack Joyner. They played JV in middle school and then have been varsity for 3 years as well.
Great. Thank you, Coach. Let's stay with Coach Dunn and talk to us about the season. What are you most looking forward to?
Really looking forward to seeing how the girls adapt. We graduated 5 girls that played varsity at different points last season, and so that's a big shift, and I'm really interested to see how some of the girls step up into the leadership roles that they really need to be in, just to make sure the team is ready. Also seeing how some of the players, both sides, boys and girls, adapt to sort of possibly changing from singles to doubles or vice versa, just to see how they grow.
Great, thanks. Coach Hill, talk to us about your season. What are you most looking forward to?
I'm really looking forward to seeing my seniors step up a lot, especially for my singles in both boys and girls. My doubles is going to be, we have new players. They're naturals at what they have going on, so I'm excited to see how they develop, and I'm excited that my players are really helping them develop even more when we're out there on the courts.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach Hill. Coach, we're going to stay with you. Talk to us about a tennis student athlete at Griffin. What key things do you look for in your student athletes to make them successful on the court?
Character goes a long way. I'm looking for leadership and making sure that the students are not just leaders on the court, but also in the classroom. Those leadership skills carry academically, and just making sure that they have the best character all the way around. When no one is looking, that they're still being the best person they could be at all times.
Great. Thank you, Coach. Coach Dunn, same question. Talk to us about what a Jaguar tennis athlete you look for in that.
Very similar to what Coach Hill was saying. They've got to step up in the classroom. I expect them to be leaders in the school as far as character and discipline and showing everybody the right thing to do. And also a big thing with tennis and a couple other sports is you've got to play year-round. This is where we're really starting to see now who has been doing the work since last year. A lot of high school athletes tend to think about, like, the season ended, we don't have to do anything until the next season, and that's not the case. And so I'm really looking forward to seeing how some of those students that have been playing since last year, that they didn't stop, and seeing their growth as they come out and play.
We're going to go off script now, and I'm going to ask you a different question, coaches. We ask you a lot of the same questions every year, but this is going to be a little different. If we're watching, and I've never been to a high school tennis match, can you describe kind of the structure of high school tennis and how it works? Tennis I think of as an individual sport, but how do you guys compete as a team? and if you'll talk to us how you prepare your teams to not only play as individuals, but also to operate in a team mindset. Either one of y'all can start. Who's going to be brave?
I will.
There we go.
High school tennis is broken into, we have singles and doubles, and a varsity match consists of 3 singles players. This is for the men's and women's team. Each has the 3 singles. And then each has 2 pairs of doubles players. And one of the interesting things is, a doubles point counts just as much as a singles point. And that's a unique thing. And I think one really thing that is very different kind of with tennis, golf is maybe the only other sport that really has this. It's very much a game of character, and you call your own shots. And we don't have officials. We don't have, referees. The ball hits on your side of the court, you make the call, the judgment call, and vice versa when it's on the other player's side. And that character, it can get testy sometimes, especially when it's a highly contested match with a lot on the line. But I actually like that. It's frustrating sometimes, but overall I like it because you see I've really been proud of some kids that have made that call, and it's a tough call, and they stuck by it. They said, I missed it. And they make the call that they know is going to cost them the game, and that stinks, but it's the right call to make, and it's that character. And that lack of officials and sort of structure is hard for a lot of people just because they're used to having the person in charge, and the student athletes are really in charge here.
Like that. Coach Hill, you got anything to add?
Add to that, everything that Coach Dunn just said, but in addition to that, when students get finished playing their matches, they're actually going over to the fences and rooting on their own teammates to make sure that they finish strong as well, and they're loving on each other after and before each match, and just telling each other, hey, this is a learning opportunity, so every time that we go out there and play, we're going to get better. Let's talk about what we did wrong, and let's make the corrections, and then we just keep moving forward from there. So the support system is needed and necessary as well in order to make that student better.
It's great, and it really hits to what we believe in high school athletics, that the game is more than the scoreboard. It's really about development of those student athletes, and appreciate y'all preaching that and instilling that in your kids. But talking about that, let's talk about success, right? As coaches, we measure success in a number of different ways, right? We keep score, and the score matters, right? The paper tells us who wins and loses, and we care about that. But we also know that there's a million ways for us to define success. So other than the scoreboard, how are you going to define success this year, Coach Hill?
Other than the scoreboard, I am extremely excited that the students that I have out there are very, very gifted in their academics. They are ranked very high in their class. For those that are graduating, those that are underclassmen, they're participating in GRCCA. They're participating in advanced courses over at Griffin High School. So I'm extremely excited that not only are they keeping their academics at a higher standard, but they're also trying to obtain athletics at a higher standard as well.
Great. Really emphasizing the importance of being a student athlete.
Absolutely. Students first.
Coach Dunn, talk to us about success. Other than the scoreboard, what do you look for a successful year?
Everybody wants to win. We've made the playoffs the last 5 years. Really hope to make it again this year, boys and girls. Outside of that, I think for me, success for the tennis team is tennis is an activity that you can realistically play and even compete at well into adulthood. Unlike most other sports, most Americans aren't going to be playing physical football, past high school. And even the ones that do, it's very few. Most Americans aren't going to competitively do a lot of high school athletics. Tennis is one of those that realistically they can play through life and maintain sort of that activity level and staying outside and doing things. And so I think hopefully getting them into the game to where they'll continue that later in life is definitely one of the measures of success for me.
Great. Thanks, coaches. Student athletes, we're coming to you guys now, okay? And this first question, we're going to start with you, Kanaya, and work our way all the way down, okay? It's going to be the hardest question you have today, all right? And that's tell us your name, your grade level, and if you like playing singles or doubles better. All right?
My name is Kanaya Walker. I'm a junior, and I like playing doubles more. I like to be with other people and communicate than being by myself.
All right. Michael?
Ms. Michael Bennett, and I'm a junior, and I prefer to play singles because it allows me to be more focused into the game and focus more on my opponent and not my teammate.
Great. Michaela?
My name is Michaela Dodds. I'm a senior, and I prefer playing singles most times because it allows me to be more flexible than if I were to have a teammate sometimes.
Perfect. Thanks, Michaela. Winter, you want to start on the Spalding side?
My name is Winter Yakello. I'm a senior, and in the past, I've played doubles, but this year I switched over to singles, and I'm enjoying that a lot.
Awesome. Great. Anna?
My name's Anna Foster. I'm a junior, and like Winter, I've played doubles in the past, but I'm switching over to singles this year, and I enjoy it because I like having the responsibility to myself in a match.
Great. Jack?
I'm Jack Joyner, and I like playing doubles more because I just think it's more fun with more people.
That's great. Miles?
I'm a junior.
I'm Miles McDowell, and I'm a junior. And I like playing singles more just because, you know, it allows me to not have to rely on anyone other than myself.
Great. So we're going to stay with Miles and work our way back down. Let's talk about your strengths as an individual player. And so, Miles, what are your strengths as a tennis player, and how do you use those to make your team successful?
I'd say one of my strengths is probably my net play and being able to get up on the net, like with an approach shot and everything like that, and being able to like kind of intimidate the other player with the approach shot, and that makes my net play a lot better.
Great, great. So, Jack, same question. Your strengths as a player, how do you use those to make the team successful?
I think my strengths is also my net play, and I think I use it to help the team by helping the newer players with like how to play at the net and all that.
Great. Hey, Anna?
Say my biggest strengths are probably how competitive I am and that I'm a very resilient person. And so I use that in my own matches to fight until the very last point, and then I also use that when cheering on my teammates and encouraging them to play their very best until the end of the match.
Hey, Linta?
One of my biggest strengths is the way I carry myself as a player. I try to stay calm and not get overworked during matches, and that was really helpful for the past 2 years when I was playing doubles, because anytime my doubles partner would get overworked or maybe she would double fault, I would calm her down and, say, like, the match isn't over, we're still in this, and I think that's also helpful when I'm cheering on my other teammates and cheering them on while they're playing.
That's great. Thank you. So, Michaela, same question, right? Tell us about your strengths as a player and how do you use that to make your team successful?
I believe my biggest strength as a player is possibly my leadership and my support, because whenever playing a match, I always enjoy teaching my fellow teammates or my fellow new players how to play, because I know everybody starts somewhere. Not everybody likes to feel like they don't have it. When you can teach someone, you do have it. You just have to learn how to use it.
Great. That's great. Michael?
Like my greatest strength would be my mental game, because it allows me to understand what my opponent is trying to do and what my opponent's strategy is, and it allows me to exploit the weaknesses of my opponent if they're trying to use a certain strategy. And I would use that to help my teammate, because I would use that to teach them how to play better and how to understand your opponent, because in order to win the game, you have to understand how your opponent is playing.
That's great. Great. Kanaya?
Biggest strength would probably be my hand-eye coordination and my footwork, because I'm definitely always on my feet. I'm always moving around, and my eyes are wide open, always looking for the ball.
That's awesome. Great. Thank you. This next question, we're going to start with Michaela and work our way out and start with Winter on the Spalding High side, okay? Let's talk about practice. I want you to tell us about how practice has been so far. I know we've had a lot of weather and it's early in the season, but also talk us about what you're focused on improving in practice individually.
Hey, our practices recently have been very competitive. Everybody wants to make a spot. Everybody wants to make a name for themselves. And I think that the main thing that I'm focusing on this season is trying not to be so hard on myself about messing up and just pushing forward.
That's great. Thanks, Michaela. How about you, Michael? Tell us what you're working on in practice.
I would say that practice has been very educational for our new players because we have received a whole bunch of new players, and it's the responsibility of the older players, the ones that played for more than 1 year, to teach the newer players how to play. And I would say what I'm trying to focus on to get better is not necessarily focusing on my losses as much, because if you focus more on your losses, that overshadows all of your wins and your succeeds that you have made.
Right, that's right. Absolutely. Kanaya, what about you? Tell us about practice.
At practice, it's definitely a lot of new people, so we're just working on a lot of improvement in teaching. And for myself, I've been working on mostly serves and backhand.
Great, great. All right, Winter, we're going to start with you. Tell us how practice has been so far this season and what you as an individual are working on improving.
Practice has been great so far this season. We've been recruiting a lot of new players who are coming out to play tennis for the first time, and I think that's great, and it's something that I love to see because, like Coach Dunn said earlier, we're adapting because we had 5 girls graduate last year, so it's great that we're recruiting a lot of people. I think one thing that I'm going to work on this season is staying consistent, going out to play tennis even when practice is canceled, going out to play on weekends, and I think if I do that and stay consistent, I'll improve a lot throughout the season.
Absolutely. That's great. Anna, tell us about practice.
Like Winter was saying, I agree. Our practice has been going pretty great this year. Like you were saying earlier, the weather's been a little iffy with the cold recently and some rain. And so before practice started, I was missing some of the lessons that I would normally go to. So just trying to get back into the swing of things, keep my consistency strong. What I've been working on is my backhand, just getting it more consistent and making sure that I can use it really as a weapon on the court.
Great. That's great. Jack, tell us about practice.
I think practice has been pretty good so far. All the guys have improved a lot over the summer. And I plan to continue to get better at the net and get better with my consistency on ground strokes.
Miles, what you got?
I think practice has been really good this year. I didn't like that we started a little bit later than usual, but I think we're getting back into the swing of things, I think everyone's improved on the guys' team, and we're going to keep trying to improve. I'm personally trying to improve my serve and just my consistency with ground strokes.
Awesome. Thank you. This last question for me, and then we're going to go to Mr. Shivers here, is going to start at Winter, work our way down, then come to Michaela and finish with Griffin. Okay. Quickly, just tell us, what's your team's biggest strength and why? What is your team's biggest strength?
I think the greatest thing about our team is just how encouraging we are to each other. Anytime we're at a match, most of our teammates are there from beginning to end, even if they have finished their match and are extremely exhausted. And all our teammates, including our coach, if they ask you how your match went and you just tell them you lost and you had a horrible score, they're like, no, but how do you feel? How did you play? So our team is always looking past the score and is always encouraging each other and is so kind to each other.
Great. Anna, what's your team's biggest strength?
Building off of what Winter said, a lot of our players have started playing together from a young age in high school and have grown together as players, and so I think that really helps us to be able to encourage each other, and we know our strengths and weaknesses so well, and we just really care about each other and love to cheer each other on at all of our matches and during practices.
Great, great. Jack, tell us your team's biggest strength.
I think our team's biggest strength is the fact that everyone who plays varsity has been playing for like at least a year, and they have some experience. Yeah.
Gotcha. Miles, what do you think your team's biggest strength is?
One of my team's biggest strength is just how we support each other, like Anna and Winta said, and also specifically the boys team, how our whole varsity lineup is all juniors this year, and we've pretty much all stuck together through that since freshman year. So I think that makes us stronger.
Agree. I think so too. Let's talk to you, Michaela. Tell us about your team's biggest strength and why.
I believe our team's biggest strength is their willingness to learn, because we do have a lot of new players this year, and you can tell that they really do want to play the sport, that they're interested in it, and they're doing whatever it takes to learn the sport. They show up to every single practice. A lot of them stay late after practice. And the same with our veterans. It's just very willingness to learn.
That's great. That's great. Michael, what do you think your team's biggest strength is?
I think our team's biggest strength is our bond with each other, because on the match, even if we do lose a match, the team always comes out and uplifts and supports the player if they're feeling down or anything. So it always make it so that the sport is actually fun and doesn't bring down the player.
Great. Great. Can I?
Our biggest strength will probably be dedication and commitment as a team, and how we encourage each other during practice, at a game, or anything like that, even during school, and probably how we're such a big family and like very not communicated, but very close with each other.
Awesome. Great. And now we got Mr. Shivers from the Griffin Daily News is going to be here. He's got some questions for you guys, and then we'll wrap this up.
I'll stay right here with you, Ms. Walker. What are some of the things you do to lead the team?
Some of the things I do to lead the team is be very motivative and motivate them during practice if they're feeling down during the game, even if they lost anything. But no matter what, I'm going to always motivate them.
Next question for you, Michael. What are some of the things you did this summer leading up into the season?
I went to the always practice with my sister and my mom on the tennis courts in the Griffin Park, and basically that practice has helped me improve for this upcoming season.
Michaela, is this something, with you being a senior, is this something that you want to look forward to doing in college? Or are you pursuing it,
With tennis, at first I didn't think I was going to continue it into college, because I started it as a thing out of curiosity, but I realized I actually do love it, and if I do have the opportunity to play in college, I would definitely take it.
Like Ms. Hill? I'm going to keep it simple, Ms. Hill. What makes this group fun?
Every kid is unique and different, and they all bring something to the table that we all need, even the new players. Just to give you an example, I've been out sick, and one of the brand new players emailed me, and she was like, "Miss Hill, I learned how to serve, and you're going to be so proud of me when you get back, and we miss you so much." And I was like, "Oh, you're so sweet." But just, they're different characters, and they're funny, they're lovable. We all mess up, but at the same time, you just have to love on each other, and we have to keep each other like we're family. And it's amazing. I have an amazing group to work with, and I'm excited about what they're going to bring this year for Griffin Tennis.
Awesome. Coach Don, how do you motivate your team?
I guess for me, it's about trying to make them have fun. If it's not fun, it is a team sport. The team has to win for you to advance. But if it's not fun, you're not going to be out there. And when I took over the team, it was smaller, and like we had struggled, the year or two before to get numbers. And I've tried to make it as fun as I can, just to get the kids out there and get them active and doing things. And I've had a lot of fun with the kids over the years, getting to know them. Just seeing them grow from 8th graders to juniors, or from freshman to senior, and it's been a lot of fun seeing that and seeing them grow, and just trying to make it a fun, inviting, welcoming environment for the kids. And I guess that's what I really enjoy the most is that, and just trying to get them to motivate themselves. I mean, I can't make them do it. You've got to go play, like he was saying, go play over the summer and do. And if it's not fun, you're not going to do that. And so that's how I've tried to motivate them, is to make them take ownership of it and try to have fun with it.
Thank you, Coach. Winter, what are some of your personal goals for the season?
I think some of the personal goals that I have for the season is to encourage our team to include the new members. It can be nerve-wracking starting a new sport for the very first time. So I think including them and making them want to come back next season, and also helping them improve, is something that I'm looking forward to doing this season.
Next question for you, Anna. How do you feel like this season has compared to the last 2 seasons?
This season is going to be very different from the last 2 seasons, because my freshman and sophomore years I played doubles, and I played with my sister, and she graduated last year. So that's one thing that'll be very different, is that my sister won't be here with me. And then also this year I'm transitioning into being a singles player. So I have missed some aspects of playing doubles. Like, I really enjoy being aggressive up at the net. But transitioning into singles has been a really fun experience for me, and so I'm looking forward to what that entails.
Next question is for you, Jack. Jack, how do you balance being a student athlete?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
How do you balance being a student athlete?
I mean, I don't know, I just sort of, got all my work done in class, and then any free time I had, if my work was done, I would just go play tennis at the city park.
Last question is for you, Miles. Miles, what makes you one of the better tennis players in the region?
Wait, can you repeat the question?
What makes you one of the better tennis players in the region?
I feel like I have a lot of passion for the sport. I've played it since I was 8. It's a sport I really enjoy. I love it. It's not like a chore to me. Like, practice isn't a chore. It's fun to go to. I'm with all my friends. It's an enjoyable thing to do.
Thank y'all.
All right, we got one last question for Coach Hill and Coach Dunn, and that's, when can we see, when's the next time we can see Griffin High Tennis and Spalding High Tennis in action? We want to come catch a match. Talk to us about it.
So our home opener, and actually the season opener, is February 25th at Spalding. Rock Springs is going to come, so we're going to take them on. And then pretty much from between February break and spring break, every Tuesday and Thursday, we've got a match, either home or on the road. So February 25th, come on out and see us take on Rock Springs.
Awesome, and I'm sure they can catch your schedule on the website as well, right? I know yours is on there too, Coach Hill, is that right?
There have been a few changes. But we will be at home on the 12th against Hampton. Start at 4:30, come out and cheer us on our new, look at our new facilities that we have going on, and let's come out there and root on Griffin.
Great, and people may not realize, but prep tennis and tennis in general has a long history at Griffin. Griffin High School, when there was only one school, had numerous state placers in the 1940s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. There's been a long history of success in tennis in Griffin, and we're proud of you guys continuing that at Griffin High and Spalding High. We're proud to support you guys and thankful for y'all being here today. Let's give them a hand, everybody. We're going to ask you guys now to join us at the Step and Repeats. We can take a picture of you guys. As we do that, we're going to transition into our golf team. So if our golf teams will join us in the room to the left, we'll talk about the process, and we'll transition that way. Thank you.
Thank you. I knew y'all would come this quality.
All right, we're back now with our golf teams from Griffin-Spalding County. Excited to have our coaches and student athletes speak about Bear and Jaguar golf. We'll start with our coaches. Coaches, if you'll introduce yourself and introduce the student athletes you brought with you today, and just tell us their grade level and their name. And we'll start Coach Hurst and then go to Coach Tandy.
I'm head coach Michelle Hurst, and I have my varsity girl, Ayanna Stroud, and my varsity boy, Isaac Grant. He's a senior and has been on the golf team for 2 years. And Ayanna is a junior, and she's been on the team for 3.
Thank you, Coach Tandy.
I am head coach, Coach Tandy. I have with me Jameria. She is a senior. She's been with the team for 2 years. And then Cameron. She is a junior, and she's also been with the team for 2 years.
Great. Thank you, coaches. First couple questions will be to our coaches, and we'll start with Coach Tandy for this first question, then go to Coach Hurst. What are you most looking forward to this golf season, Coach?
So this is my first year coaching with them. So I'm looking forward to seeing growth. I did meet with the previous coach, and he kind of gave me a lot of feedback, and I'm just looking forward to see how the kids do, watching how they grow, and just I'm really looking forward to seeing how they work well together, especially with the new players that we have.
Awesome. Great. Coach Hurst, what are you most looking forward to?
I look forward to seeing the growth of my new team members and hoping they will find a love for the game and that will last them a lifetime. To see my veteran golfers help instruct the newbies and get them started in the love for the game.
Great. Thank you. Well, this next question will go to Coach Hurst first and then Coach Tandy. Golf's a little different to coach than maybe football or baseball or soccer. So talk to us about how you structure practice, whether it's your schedule or your practice time to help your golfers improve.
Okay. So I focus on teaching the fundamentals of the game and the importance of the teammates encouraging each other. That's the first thing in sportsmanship. When we go practice, we try to practice 3 days a week if the weather is permitting. And we start off on the range, and then we work our way to the putting green and then walk a couple of holes to get some practice in so they don't get stressed when they're actually playing a match.
Great. Coach Tandy, tell us about practice at Griffin High. What's that look like?
Pretty much the same as Coach Hurt. Right now, we initially started off with stretching strategies, learning how to stretch, learning how to properly hold our clubs, making sure that our forms are right. And then we transitioned to the green. Right now, we are working on putting, and we just started rotating to our walking the course. And so we'll be kind of working on that a little bit more the next few days. And then we're also doing our 3-day practice as well. And yeah.
Great. Well, this next question will start with Coach Tandy and go back to Coach Hurst. Talk to us about student athletes. What do you look for in your student athletes to be a good golfer or to be a good member of your team?
Definitely teamwork, communication, discipline, and as well as time management. I also look for leadership. These things are good qualities, not just in sports, but it's going to help them out in life as well. I believe that if they have these characteristics, then we will excel as a team and they will grow as individuals.
Great. Coach Hurst?
With Coach Tandy, first and foremost is teaching them sportsmanship, good sportsmanship. It's not polite to gloat too much, especially when you're on the golf course. There's proper etiquette when you're on the golf course also. What I like and what I want for my athletes to do is to communicate with each other and help them learn that etiquette, and also to take feedback positively, not get upset about being corrected, because if you don't hold the club correctly, you're going to end up hurting yourself. So they need to understand that we're there to help them master the game and be able to play well and not hurt themselves.
Great. Thanks, Coach. Let's see. I've got one more question for our coaches, and that's about success, right? And as coaches, obviously we keep score in golf. We want to have that low score. We want to win the matches, and we want to, compete for championships and in our region and stuff like that. But other than the scorecard, what's a successful season look like for you guys? So we'll start with Coach Hurst. What is successful for Spalding Golf outside of that score on the scorecard?
Okay. Success for me and for my team would be for every player to grow in their ability to play and want to continue playing golf for many years.
That's great. Thanks, Coach. And Coach Tandy, what does success look like other than the scorecard? What success look like at Griffin Golf?
As Coach Hurt, but I want to add that success, what I look for in the team and what I want to see is how well we do together, how we handle those losses and how we handle those wins. And then also just making sure that as we continue to learn and grow, that they're able to teach someone else. And from the looks of it, my girls are still here, so they definitely love the game.
Great. That's great. Now, student athletes, we're now going to come to you. This first one, we'll start with Cameron and work our way all the way down. Tell us your name, tell us your grade level, and let's see, something fun. How about tell me your favorite club to hit?
My name is Cameron Hughley. I am a junior, and I would say my favorite club would be my driver.
That's great.
My name is Jamaria McGill. I am a senior, and my favorite club is my driver or my hybrid.
All right. Thank you. Ayana?
I'm Ayana Stroud. I'm a junior, and mine is either my driver or my putter.
Isaac?
My name's Isaac Grant. I'm a senior this year. My favorite club is probably going to be my 56-degree wedge.
Oh, like the short game over there. All right. Talk to us, starting with Isaac, about your strengths as a player, right? What are your strengths as a golfer? And how does that help your team?
I would say my strengths more this year would be I'm the only guy that has returned because we lost a lot of our seniors last year. I've recruited a lot of new people to play, and I think my strength is just kind of getting them ready for matches because it's a whole different ball game in a match. You're walking all 9 holes, and you're also having to play with people you've never met before. So I think my biggest strength is probably going to help them get more acclimated to the game of golf in that way.
Great, great. Ayana, same question.
I feel like my strengths in being a golf player is my leadership. Whenever there are new people or just whenever you're on the course, you have to make sure everyone is comfortable or it makes the game uncomfortable. Even though it is a competition, you still want everyone to be comfortable and have a good time.
That's great. Thank you. Jamiria?
I would say my strengths is definitely like getting my teammates together. Like although the sport is like an individual sport, I'm pretty good with like getting us to communicate and things like that.
Great, great. Cameron?
I would say my biggest strength would be my determination towards the game. Because like when I get out there, I'm determined to lower my score, which pushes me to play better.
That's great. So we're going to stay, actually we'll start with Jamiria and then go to Cameron and then go to Isaac and Ayana, right? I want you to think about what you're focused on in practice. So Jamiria, tell us, what are you focused on in practice on getting better at? You say you like your driver and your hybrid, right? But what are we really working on?
Working on getting pretty good with my irons, so like my 9 irons and my 3s and stuff. I'm also working on, I have a pretty good drive, but I'm working on getting stronger with that as well. And just lowering like my strokes and stuff at the end of the game.
Perfect, perfect. Cameron, what are you working on in practice to get better?
I would say I'm working on chipping and putting. That I would say that's probably my weakest right now, so that's my main focus.
Isaac, go ahead and tell us what you're working on in practice.
I would say in practice I'm working more on like a course management kind of thing, kind of figuring out, if you do hit a bad shot, kind of where to hit your next shot so you're not leaving yourself in another bad position. I would say that's pretty key because you're never going to hit a perfect shot every single time. Even if you're a pro, you still don't hit a good shot every single time. So you need to leave yourself in good positions even in a bad shot.
Right, great, great. Ayana, what are you working on in practice?
This year I'm working on in practice is my mental strength. If you hit a bad shot, it's really easy to get in a negative mindset, and then that can affect your next shot, and then it just messes up the entire game.
Awesome. And let's start with Isaac and just work our way straight down. And that's last question is about your team, right? We talked about you as individual golfers, what you like, what you're working on. But now I want to know, Isaac, what is your team's biggest strength and why as a group?
I would say on the guys' side of the team, our biggest strength that we're all really, really close. Majority of our golfers, we all know each other outside of golf, and we've known each other before through our Young Life Club. We meet every Monday. We have a great time. I would say most of us do go to that, and we're all pretty close from there. So our teamwork and our ability to be able to be close and have fun on the golf course, as well as being able to, still learn the game and know it's still like a fun game, but still know it's still a competition and we still have to try to win.
Great. Ayana, what's your team's biggest strength and why?
From the girls' side, I feel is that we can connect to each other and we can both give tips and then see where we can learn from each other.
Great, great. Yeah.
My team's biggest strength is definitely like communication and just being willing to help each other when we see each other struggling on certain things.
That's great. Helping each other, very important. Cameron, what you got? What's your team's biggest strength?
I would say how well we listen to the coach. When he's trying to teach us, he tends to take direction very well and execute the motion.
Great, great. Now we got a time for our local media. Mr. Silvers from Griffin Daily News is going to be here to ask you girls and guys some questions about your upcoming season.
Okay, I'll start with Isaac. So Isaac, you mentioned earlier that you're going to be the only boy on the team. What kind of challenges you think you might have with that?
Being the only returning guy on the team, we do have a lot of new guys, but being the only guy that's been on the team for consecutive years is different for sure, because last year we had a bunch of seniors. We had a lot of people who could, help you out. This year, I would say my trying to do is just trying to get the team closer together, and me as the only returning guy, try to step up as kind of like a leader, but not trying to be mean to them. Understand that we're still all in high school. I'm not any better than them. I'm not any worse. And we're all equal, I would say.
Thank you. Next question for you, Mr. Rod. What are some of your personal goals for this season?
One of my personal goals is to be more consistent. I have other sports and it can get a little hectic with my schedule, so I have to find time to work everything out, including with school.
Coach Hurst, what's it like coaching these student athletes?
I feel it's a privilege to be able to coach these kids. Both of these are very strong leaders. Isaac did recruit a lot of the team. I have 13 boys, and several of them have never played before, so he's been out there helping instruct them. Ayana is the only returning girl, and the other, I have 5 girls. The other 4, one has played before, the other are brand new. So she's going to be very helpful in helping them understand that there's a place to start, and you can always get better.
Thank you. Coach Tandy, what's the biggest thing you want to accomplish in your first season?
Biggest thing I want to accomplish in our first season would just be building that family dynamics. I'm really big on relationship, and I believe that if you can build relationship, it strengthens the team, it strengthens the dynamics, and it allows, like Cameron said, for when I do give that direction, for them to be able to receive that in love and not, take that negatively. So I'm just really looking forward to building that dynamics with them and us just continuing to grow and seeing, them go off and do so many great things.
Thank you. Next question for Jamira. So I know you play flag football as well. How do you balance playing multiple sports as a student athlete?
Well, I play like 3 different sports, so it's kind of like you just have to find the balance in between everything. But like they start like right after each other. But like when I have the free time, like if I have a free weekend, I'll go to Atlanta and play golf with my granddad. So like you just have to find the time for everything and fit everything where it can. So yeah.
Last questions for Cam. Can I call you Cam? Cam, who's your favorite golfer?
Myself, I would say. But I was a serious answer. I would say my dad, because he's the one who taught me.
Okay, thank you.
All right, I got one more question for our athletes before we end, and then one more question for our coaches. And so let's start with our athletes. All right, all of you guys talked about how important the team was and how encouraged you are with each other and how you work on your teamwork together. So I want to ask you a question, not necessarily about your team, but about your coaches, right? I want you to tell me one word that describes your coach. All right, one word that describes your coach. Y'all can go in any order.
I would say she's kind of like she's really passionate. Like even though she's new to the sport, like most of us, she's very passionate about learning the new techniques and learning how she can make us better.
That's great. That's awesome.
Say she's like willing to learn. She doesn't know much, but she always is there trying to learn and help us better ourselves.
Great, and that's a great model to take with you. That's awesome. What about you guys, Ayana or Isaac?
I would say our coaches, one word would be kind of, they're helpful. Even though not, a few of our coaches, they know a lot, and a few of our coaches, they don't know much, but they're still willing to help us even if they don't know anything about golf. They'll still try to help us with our mental game, or they'll still try to help us with how to balance academics and sports.
Awesome, great.
I will also agree and say she's very helpful and very driven. Whenever we have like a hard match, she always comes behind and talks us up and just makes sure we don't stay in that negative mindset.
Awesome. And coaches, my last question for you is, tell us if you have any home matches, where would we see those? Where do you guys play? And if not, if you can tell us anywhere close that we can catch you guys in action.
Our home course is Griffin City Course, behind the hospital. Our first match is February 27th, and it's going to be against Stratford High and Stratford Academy and Hampton High. We'll play each other on and when we play each other, we'll be on the Griffin City Course.
Awesome. And so that'll be in March, you said? Awesome. So we'll definitely be on the lookout for that so we can come watch you guys compete. That's awesome. All right. And Coach Tandy, y'all are at the city course also?
Course, and our first match is the 25th of February with Upson Lee.
Awesome. Wonderful. Well, thank you guys for coming, and thank you for what you guys do, coaches, the time you give to our student athletes. And student athletes, thank you for the time and sacrifices you make to represent our schools and our school system. We appreciate all you do, and you guys set a great example for your peers and for our community, and we're proud that you represent us, okay? Let's give them a hand. Good job, guys. We're going to ask you guys to join us over here for a picture, and then we're going to transition into the first of our track groups in just a moment. Scoot over just a little bit so we can. Am I on my mic? I'm going to turn my mic on. Is that on now? Thank you, guys.
First sign too. You knocked it out. Got to again. Got to again. What's up, boy? I should.
All right, welcome back to Griffin-Spalding County Schools Spring Sports Media Day. My name is Bill Stykes, and I'm the Griffin-Spalding County Schools Athletic Director. We're now joined by the boys and girls track teams from Griffin High and Spalding High. And so first want to welcome you guys. Thank you for being here with us today. And we're going to start with some questions for our coaches, and then we're going to move to some questions for our student athletes. Coaches or athletes, whoever I ask the question to first, I'll call your name, and I'll ask your question and let you guys respond, okay? So our first question is going to be for Coach Mullins and Coach Ogletree, our Griffin High coaches. If you guys can introduce yourself to us, tell us about yourself, about your track experience or your coaching experience, but also introduce your student athletes that you brought with you today.
Hello, I'm Lorenza Mullins. I am a proud coach at Griffin High School. This is my second year coaching track and field. However, I've been a volunteer coach for many years at Griffin High School. Today I have Ms. Hannah as well as Hannah. Both of those student athletes are seniors, and we're excited about this upcoming season.
Great. Coach Ogletree?
I'm Coach Ogletree. I've been coaching track for 4 years, but this is my first year as a head coach. I've been with the field events, shot put, and discus. I brought with me today Mr. Jordan Moulton and Mr. Javon Tyler, both seniors, and sprinters, track and hurdlers.
Great. Thanks, Coach. And so we'll go with Coach Jackson and Coach Sullivan. Introduce yourself. Talk to us about your track background, and then introduce your student athletes for us, please.
Okay. First and foremost, I just want to thank God for being here. I'm Coach Jackson. This is my third year coaching track. This is my first year being track head coach. Today I got with me Mr. Brian Kendall, sophomore here at Spalding High School. All right, and I got Mr. Kamar Bear, sophomore here at Spalding High School as well. And they're both great representative of Spalding High School, and we're all blessed to be here today.
Thank you, Coach. Coach Sullivan.
Hello, my name is Crystal Sullivan. I am a second-year coach at Spalding High School, second-year head coach. I'm also a native of Griffin. I'm a Griffin High graduate, but need to hear none. And I brought me today just Sonny Mangum, who's a senior at Spalding High School, sprinter for track.
Thank you. We're going to start with Coach Sullivan for this next question, and then go Coach Jackson, Coach Ogletree, Coach Mullins. And talk to us about this season. What are you most looking forward to this season, Coach Sullivan?
This season, I'm looking forward to just being able to see what we're going to produce on the track field this year. When I came into track and field last year, I was a first-year teacher, first-year coach, and I learned a lot of things through the athletes. I think this year I'm looking more forward to the events and hoping we can get some wins and bring home some first places, state, region, and regular season.
Love it. Coach Jackson, tell us about you. What are you looking forward to this season?
This year, I'm just really looking for our athletes to just develop physically and create that mental mindset for these kids that we all can push through no matter what we in right now. Right now, we've been practicing pretty hard, pretty decent. You know, the kids been coming in. They've been putting a lot of good work in, and I'm really just focused on these guys, the guys and girls, physical abilities, and just as well as mentally, and just seeing the team gel together, continue to push each other, you know, and motivate each other, and just have love for the sport at the same time.
Great. Thanks, Coach Jackson. Coach Ogletree, talk to us about this season. What are you looking forward to?
I think the biggest thing I'm looking for is just to compete. And right now we're building on toughness and being able to compete, being competitive. We're doing extensive training in the weight room and on the track. So we already had a couple of state qualifiers. We're just trying to add on to that list and just be a better team as a whole.
Love it. Coach Mullins?
I'm looking for growth again this year. We've had the pleasure of going to state every year, and I'm looking forward to going back this year again. Our boys was runner-up last year, but we really did take the region championship this year, as well as the girls.
Great. And we'll start with Coach Mullins, work our way back down with the coaches. Track is a little different practice-wise in a lot of sports, right? You have a lot of disciplines. We've got sprints, we got distance, mid-distance, hurdles, throws, jumps, right? So how do you guys structure your practice to get your kids what they need to be successful?
Okay, we're just now starting practice. Prior to this, we've been in conditioning. So our practice pretty much goes, we all practice together. We do our dynamic stretches together. From there, then we break off into doing our sprints. Sometimes we do lateral, where we breaking them down. After that, we may end with some handoffs for relays. We work on our jumps. We work on our throws for the throwers. We work on the hurdlers. So we kind of break it off at the end where we group them together. That's pretty much how our practice go.
Great. Coach Ogletree?
To chip off what she said, yes, she said we just delegate coaches to different positions. Like I said, I'm with the field events. She's with the girls' long distance. Coach Lawrence, he's with the sprinters and hurdlers. So we just build off that way. That way, when we come back together and we're ready as one, every event has been covered once we're done with practice.
Gotcha. Coach Jackson, how do you structure your practices to make sure it's success and the kids get what they need?
So right now, like I just told you guys, this is my first year being the head coach, but I'm pretty familiar with all the kids that's been coming out. So right now, we're still in the conditioning phase. I wouldn't say we're where we want to be right now, but next week we're going to start testing the kids in all the events to see who got what they say they got. You know what I'm saying? Who got what it takes to run the events that they want to run. So right now, everybody is doing the same exact thing as far as conditioning. We always start with everybody warming up together, and whatever the conditioning is for that day, that's what everybody does. And then at the end of practice, we always end with some type of mental toughness finisher for the kids. We try to make them quit. That's the goal. You know what I'm saying? To try to see who really wants to be out there. So we just really building that mental toughness right here, right now, and I'm always pushing. Finish. You know what I'm saying? So that's the main thing. the main approach that we're focused on right now.
Wonderful, wonderful. Coach Sullivan, talk to us about practice.
So far, practice has been going good. This year, I'm very excited about my coaches that are with me and the kids. The young men and young ladies are very structured so far. They're working hard, and they're staying positive. We have a lot of positivity on our team this year, from what I can see. And even in conditioning, we have a lot of kids that want to do. So once we get to the practice phase, I think we'll be a great team. And the structure that we're putting in, I think that'll take us to meet and in school as well.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach. Coach, just two quick questions, and then we'll move on to our student athletes. And one is off your script, so sorry if I'm going to throw y'all a curveball, but a number of you guys, like, for example, I know Coach Mullins is a swim coach, just came from the state championships to be here. I know some of y'all, Coach Jackson, basketball and football, Coach Ogletree, football and wrestling. How do you guys, and Coach Sullivan, you talked about being a second-year teacher, right? How do you guys manage your time and your extracurriculars to make sure your athletes get what they need to be successful? Doing multiple sports and pouring into kids in multiple avenues. How do you guys handle that from an adult side? You can take it in any order. Who wants to jump in first?
With me, I'm the young coach in the building, you know what I'm saying? So I'm always moving. But the main thing with me is just staying ahead and just being prepared for what you already put yourself into, you know what I'm saying? So all the sports and everything that I coach, I'm already mentally prepared for it, you know what I'm saying? Because I've threw myself in that position. So I'm a real big on planning ahead of time and just being organized ahead of time. So when the times come, that I'm already prepared. I don't like to feel rushed or anything in that nature. So I try to organize and plan everything ahead of time, no matter whether it's football, basketball, or track. But it is tough. You got to be. We preach mental toughness to the kids. You know what I'm saying? But as a coach too, challenges come a lot. Challenges come a lot, and we have to be built for those situations as well. And if we're gonna preach it, you know what I'm saying, we gotta walk it as well.
Great.
Will say this: in order for me to balance everything, I lean on my coaches. We work well together. I'm inside the building majority of the day. Coach Ty also, Coach Jackson's in the gym, so we just balance. I handle the classroom, hallway, behavior side, and then he handles the part where it's in the gym. When it gets on the field, we all work together. We stand firm on what we say and what we do. We're on the same page. So our thing is for us to be balanced as coaches, and me as teachers, them as teachers, we have to work together and be on the same page. So our day in and day out is each other.
That's great. Don't add. You can. Yeah.
Things that has already been mentioned is staying organized, making sure you're planning. As coaches that do multiple sports, we also understand that our students are watching us, the student athletes are watching us because they're also doing multiple sports as well. So making sure we're staying organized, making sure we're planning properly. And one of the biggest things is definitely leaning on the other coaches. Like, we understand each other, not only the students' family, but we have a family within the coaches as well. So if I'm not having a day where I just need a break, they know, hey, Mullins, we got you. Or if they need a break, I got you. So we kind of dictate along those lines.
Awesome. Our last question for Coach. You want it? Okay. All right. I got you. Last question for coaches is about success, and any of y'all can jump in if you want. Tell us how you define success, right? Obviously, we want to win a state championship. We want to win a region championship. But I'm talking about off the track, outside the long jump pit, the high jump. I'm not looking at numbers. Outside of numbers, how do you define success this season? What makes a good season for you guys?
I think success is when the student athlete, when they vision gets, their vision is brighter and they see what their plan is. So once they learn what they work at, what they want to be, I think we putting that plan in front of them and they carrying out the plan. I think that's what's the meaning of success, because now they trusting what we pouring into them. And when they carrying out that plan and it's successful, I think that really helps a lot too inside the student athlete's mind.
Awesome.
One of the ways I think we should define success is through perseverance. These students are not giving up. As much hard work we put on them, they do not give up. And they're not only giving up on the court, on the track, on the field, they're not giving up in the classroom either. So I think perseverance is one of the things that we use to define success.
Great.
Success for me, and I think I can speak for Coach Jackson as well, our success is not only what they do and how they persevere on the field or in their events, it's classroom for us. We got to have them passing. They got to have behavior and well-mannered. Characteristics got to be good. They got to know what they need to do when they need to do it. So success for us is not just on the field. It's in the classroom. We have to have them passing, not in trouble, staying out of the hallways. The same thing they give us on the field as far as perseverance, strength, courage, and everything they have. We need that in the classroom. That's our success rate for us over there.
Wonderful.
And just picking up on what Coach Sullivan had just mentioned, a successful season to me just means our athletes have both improved individually and as a team. Of course, we always look for team best and personal best and strong team performances that meet. But for me, success also comes from seeing our athletes push through challenges. You know what I'm saying? Like she said, perseverance and just overcoming adversity. Of course, we're supposed to handle our business in the classroom, and we will because that's the number one thing. So we got to make sure we get our grades and handle our business in the classroom in order to perform well how we should on the track. My goal is for our team and all our athletes to just leave the season feeling proud of their hard work. You know what I'm saying? If we can end the season with everybody improving and building a great team culture and just bonding as a family, then I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? As long as we've improved, we work hard, and they feel good about the work that they put in, that means that we've done something great as coaches as well. So that's kind of what success is to me.
That's great. I appreciate all you guys doing that. We're going to move now to our student athletes. We'll start with Jordan, work our way all the way down to Brian this time. And so this is going to be an easy one, guys. Your name, your grade level, and your favorite event. All right, what's your favorite event to participate or run in? Go ahead, Jordan.
My name is Jordan Moulton, and my favorite event, I would say, is the 200. And I am currently a senior right now.
Great. Thanks, Jordan.
My name is Hannah Carlisle. I'm a senior, and my favorite event is the 3200.
Again.
My name is Hannah Bufford. I'm a senior, and my favorite event is probably 300-meter hurdles.
Okay.
My name is Javon Tyler. I'm a senior right now, and my favorite event is the 110 hurdles.
Great. Jasani.
My name is Jasani Mangum. I'm currently a senior, and my favorite event is the 300 hurdles.
What's up? My name is Kamari Beer. I'm a sophomore, and my favorite event is the 4x1.
Brian?
My name is Brian Kendall. I'm a sophomore, and my favorite event is 200.
All right. Thank you, guys. And we'll start with Brian and work our way back down the opposite direction. Brian, talk to us about your strengths as a track athlete, right? What are you best at, and how do you use that to help your team be successful?
Me personally, I feel like I'm best at having a good mindset, and I feel like that'll help the team by me picking them up whenever they're down.
Great. Thank you. Kamari, same question. Strength as a track athlete and how you use that to make the team successful.
My strength as a track athlete is being a leader. I'm always there to uplift my teammates and pick them up whenever they're down.
Sonny?
My strengths are that I can contribute to multiple areas on the track, from fielding events to running. Being versatile has allowed me to help my teammates be successful.
Great. Great. All right, Javon, talk to us about your strength as a track athlete. How does that make your team successful?
I think my strengths are mental toughness. I like to spread that energy around the track, just instilling that mental toughness in all my teammates and make sure they keep going, don't give up, you know. Yeah.
Hannah?
Let's say my mindset as well. I'm very positive, and I tend to affect people around me to help keep a positive environment.
I would say it's my endurance because I can help motivate people to keep going and push themselves.
Jordan?
Say it would be my confidence because I can help other kids have confidence in their own events, even when they are very nervous or scared.
Great. Well, we're going to start with Jasani and go to Spalding, and then we'll go back to Javon and finish with Griffin. So, Jasani, talk about practice, right? What are you focused on improving in practice?
Practice just recently started, but I'm focusing on my endurance so I'm able to win my events this year to help my team come on top. I'm also focusing on my times improving.
That's great. All right, Kamari, talk to us about practice. How's practice been, and what are you focused on improving?
Practice has been hard working and tiring, and the biggest thing I'm focused on improving is my endurance. Also, being able to stay on track by all the extracurricular things I do throughout the week.
Yes. All right, Brian, same question. Talk to us about practice.
Practice been real hard, but I know it all gonna add up to something good. So, and right now I'm mainly focusing on my speed.
Great, that's great. Javon, same question. Tell us about practice and what you're focused on improving.
You know, practice has been a challenge, you know, but mainly I'm just focused on improving my times, winning the mental battles when you're tired, you know, so just focused on sharpening my mind and my technique and my breathing while I'm running, all the little things to get me better.
Hannah?
Well, practice has been good. I'm currently working on my endurance and my speed.
Yeah, it's been going well. I'm currently working on my speed and my mental toughness.
Jordan?
It's have been very hard, I would say, in my opinion. But so far, I've just been working on my stamina.
Awesome. And we're going to start, we'll go with Javon and work through Griffin, and then Jasani and work over through Spalding. Y'all talked about yourself as individuals now, right? I want you to think about the team, right? What is Griffin or Spalding track's biggest strength as a team? All right. Why? Go ahead, Javon.
Right now, I think our biggest strength is unity. We've come a long way from, you know, previous years, and I think that's our biggest strength right now, just cheering each other on, making sure we keep going, you know, together as a team and improving as a team. So I think that's our biggest strength right now, unity.
Right. Hannah?
Our biggest strength is that everybody's motivated. Everybody that's out there at practice wants to be there.
Go ahead, Hannah.
I think our biggest strength is everyone just motivates and supports each other no matter what race. If we're doing something different, it's just they'll cheer you on.
Great. Jordan, what's your team's biggest strength?
I'll say my team's biggest strength, I agree with Hannah, is our motivation, really. They help us motivate each other throughout the way, even when we don't want to run.
That's great. That's great. Jasani, tell us about your team's biggest strength.
My team, they're very hardworking and very supportive towards each other.
Awesome. Kamari, team's biggest strength.
My team's biggest strength is you can either say leadership or uplifting. Whether it's a coach or a player, it's someone that always gonna pick you up, keep you motivated, and always keep you going.
Great. Ryan, what do you think? Team's biggest strength?
I agree with Kamar.
I like it. I like it. Man, a few words. Now we got Mr. Horace Shivers here from the Griffin Daily News. He's got a couple questions to ask you guys, and then we'll wrap it up.
Okay, I start with Jordan. Jordan, I know you got a couple of football scholarship offers, but are you considering pursuing track college football at the next level?
I would say I'm trying to do both, actually. So I'm trying to find a football scholarship and possibly come around a track scholarship. If not, I will go to my football scholarship and work my way with track.
Okay. Next question is for you, Hannah. Hannah, what are some of the things that you do to kind of prepare you for track season?
I did cross country during my like the beginning of the school year, so I got to go and run with them all throughout the summertime. And went to the gym a little bit after cross country season because of an injury, so I couldn't run.
Next question is for Hannah, number 2. Hannah, I know you play softball as well. Are there any similarities between softball and running track?
There definitely is. Doing track helps with your endurance with softball and makes it come easier over time.
Next question is for you, Mr. Tyler. How do you manage being a student athlete playing multiple sports?
Well, I just make sure I stay on top of everything in the classroom first. I think that's the biggest thing, so you don't get behind. You know, student athlete, student part come first. So staying on top of everything, and the athlete part, you know, I feel like that's easy. You know, the hard work has become a part of me, you know, over the years. So I feel like that's how I balance that, student athlete. You know.
Next question for Coach Mullins. Coach Mullins, I know you've been a part of the staff in recent years, but what's the transition like being the co-head with Ogletree?
Smooth transition. He do what I say do. We lean on each other, like I said earlier. Me and Ogletree been coaching together for a minute, so it was a smooth transition. We communicate. That's the biggest thing, making sure we communicate with each other.
Next question for Mr. Ogletree. So football, wrestling, track, what's it like managing all these student athletes?
Truthfully, overwhelming. But nah, honestly, you just, like, I had a plan, and having good coaches to help me out when I had to be in one sport, so that really just helps me out a lot, because the coaches at track have really took the pressure off my back because I'm still in wrestling right now. So they really have helped me out transitioning from wrestling to track. So I thank my coaches for that help.
Coach Jackson, defensive coordinator. How does football parallel with running track?
Mental toughness. You know what I'm saying? Like I preached earlier, it's all about finishing. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, that's what we preach on that football field. You know what I'm saying? If you can't be mentally tough on that field, man, you know, you're not gonna last. You know, and right now in track season, I mean, you running, but you by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Of course, it's a team, but when you run your event, it's just you. You know what I'm saying? So it's all out effort. You got to make sure you got the right mindset, and that has to be practiced. You know what I'm saying? That's not just something that's just going to come during the track meet. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we preach the same thing over and over and over to our kids, you know, and it's a smooth transition. You know what I'm saying? God give me the strength to do it for both sports, and I just roll with whatever He got for me.
Thank you, Coach. Coach Sullivan, what do you offer from to the team?
I think I offer to the team my actual experience because I ran track in high school, did basketball, all that. What? And he's right. A lot of yelling. My coaches make it easy for me since I've been knowing Coach Jackson since he was little. He makes it easy for me to transition from back what I did then to how they are now. And a lot of things that I have to have help with, he's there. Things that I may not know, he's able to bring me up to speed, or vice versa. So I think what I did as a student and as an athlete back in my day helps me out a lot because I put a lot of I don't hear the I can'ts and I don't need to, I can't. We don't do that. I put a lot of how I was treated or how I was coached into them. So it makes that transition a little more easier for me.
Next question is for Jasani. What are some of your personal goals for this season?
Some of my personal goals would be I want to go to state for sure for the 300 hurdles. And I would like to earn a scholarship for track.
Next question for Mr. Berry. Mr. Berry, what are some of the things that you have been doing to prepare you for the season, the track season?
Some similar things I've been doing. It all started at home. Got to stay hydrated, get enough rest, eat right. Those are just some of the aspects that help me throughout all the sports that I do.
Last questions for Mr. Kendall. Personally, I know you kind of quiet by nature. What's it like being a leader on the team?
It's a little difficult because I usually don't talk, but now I got to be more vocal. That's about it, though.
Coaches, will you tell us when we can catch you guys in action on the track and in our field events close to home? I know Griffin has a large track meet that they host every year, if you want to talk about that. Spalding, will you tell us about any key events or places we can see you close to here?
We have our upcoming time trials next week at Luella High School, which is February the 12th, I think it's on a Wednesday. Our big event that we host every year is to honor our Coach Ross, who has been a part of this community for many years. That track meet is to take place on March the 8th. So make sure y'all come out and support as we honor a legend in this community, Coach Ross. But those are the events those are the two track meets that we have coming up.
Awesome, great. Spalding, anytime we can catch you guys close, will y'all be at that Ross Invitational on March 8th, or is there another event around?
Yes, sir, most definitely. If it's going down, we're going to be there.
Love it, love it.
If it's going down, we there.
Great, and I want to invite the whole community out to see our student athletes from both schools. That's a great chance to see us in action, see a lot of student athletes, and it's a real high level of competition I know in the past with a great number of quality teams. You guys have done a great job today. Thank you for your commitment to athletics and to your academics. Thank you for representing our communities. Guys and girls, we appreciate you. We appreciate who you are, what you do for us, and we are proud that you wear the G and the S for us. And we can't wait to see what y'all do this year on the track, and we're going to be there to support you 100%, all right? Let's give them a hand. If you guys will join us right here by the step and repeat to take our picture. We're going to take a picture of all you guys together. And then if baseball, we'll go ahead and go into the green room over here to the left. We'll talk, and then we'll transition out. Welcome back to our Spring Sports Media Day in Griffin-Spalding County Schools. Today, this afternoon, we're joined by the baseball teams from Griffin High School and from Spalding High School. We are glad that you are here with us, and we are glad to be joined by our student athletes and coaches for baseball. Right now, I'm going to ask the coaches to please introduce themselves and the student athletes they brought with them today, including their name, grade level, and the position they play on the team. And so we'll start with Coach Barham. Coach, you want to tell us about the Griffin guys you got, and tell us about yourself.
I am Coach Quality Barham. I'm the head baseball coach. I'm here with Isaiah Brock, senior. He played pitcher, shortstop, and outfield. Beside him is Tavian Gates. He played catcher and third base, senior. And beside him is Maurice Fletcher, pitcher, first base, and outfield.
Great, thanks, Coach. Coach Pritchard.
Good evening. I'm Coach Wally Pritchard from Spalding High School. I brought with me Tyler Ball, Jr. as an infielder, primarily third base right now, and Ben McDaniel, Senior. He plays first, outfield, and pitcher.
Great, and we'll stay with you, Coach Pritchard. Talk to us about what you're most looking forward to this season.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to competing this year. New region, tough region, but I'm looking forward to getting Spalding back into winning ways that it used to be back when I was coaching against Spalding years ago.
Thank you, Coach. Coach Barham, tell us about your season. What are you looking forward to?
For more of the growth in my coaching staff, myself, as leaders, and also my players, just being able to fix the mistakes, the hiccups we had last year, and grow this year.
Great. And stay with Coach Barham. Tell us about practice, right? Baseball is a team game, but in many ways it's an individual sport also, right? There's a lot that rides on one person. So how do you structure your practices to give each kid what he needs to make the team successful?
Fundamentals. It's fundamentals. We got to be able to take advantage of the individual, being able to have seniors as leaders. So we want to have 3 seniors this year. So they got to be able to step up from coming, wise fouls last year to being strong leaders this year. We also just try to take advantage of making the basic routine on the offense and defense side of the ball.
That's great. Coach Pritchard, same question. Talk to us about practice. How you structure to get the most out of your kids?
Yeah, the way I have my practice structured is we divide the infield and outfield up after we do our team in and out period, and one portion will go to the cage and hit while we do drills with the other portion. So if outfield's in the cage hitting, infield's doing their drills, and then vice versa. Infield goes to the cage, outfield hits. And then we do some team stuff as far, like Coach Barham said, fundamentals, and trying to, you can't ever work on fundamentals enough and hitting enough. I'm just glad I have lights now so I can stay a little bit longer if I need to. But yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. You got them divided, conquer and divide. Or divide and conquer.
We're going to stay with Coach Pritchard with you. Talk to us about key things you look for from student athletes to make them successful in your program.
First of all, I look for them being able to take coaching. If I tell Tyler or Ben how to field a ground ball, they're not doing it right, and they start working on to do it better, I look for that, and I look for them to be able to grow as students, athletes, and young men in the community. That's what we're raising, ultimately raising young men in the community, making them better in the community, and just make sure they can represent their family and the Spalding name well, and doesn't leave an embarrassment to anybody.
Great. Thanks. Coach Barham, same question. Talk to us about key things you look for in student athletes in your program.
To just be wise followers, be strong leaders. As my coaching staff, we try to implement, the mindset. A lot of times we just have to lead by example. So when they come to practice, even they make mistakes, being able to be coachable, like Coach said, be coachable, take what we give you and put it into play. So sometimes it takes tough love. We have to get on to them, but the key word in that is love, though. Being able to take that and implement into our game strategies.
Perfect. And staying with you, Coach, we define success as coaches in a lot of different ways, right? We keep score, and the score matters, and let's not pretend it doesn't. But beyond the scoreboard, what does success look like for Griffin baseball?
Success in Griffin baseball, everybody want to win, on the scoreboard. But off the field, though, we have personal goals. Players have their own personal goals as well, being able to just reach those goals. Sometimes we might fall short. As long as you keep on reaching, eventually you're going to be able to get there. As a coaching staff, myself, just keep on being a leader, on and off the field. All eyes on me. I tell my players the same thing. Once you step outside, all eyes on you. So just keep being a leader. Even if you fall, just keep going forward.
Perfect. Perfect. Coach Pritchard, same question. Beyond the scoreboard, what's success look like for Spalding baseball?
Beyond the scoreboard, success looks like student growth. If they are missing 8 out of 10 ground balls day one, but the last day of the season, they're catching those 8 out of 10, and they succeeded, in my opinion. You know, like, see, everybody wants to win, like Coach said, but it's the growth from them maturing as young men and as baseball players, because there's my lone senior right there. So my juniors have to step up a lot to encourage that success and continue that success next year.
And this is the last question for the coaches. I lied if I said the other one was last. This is last. Hey, baseball in many ways is a humbling game, right? It's a game of failure where you experience a lot of problems, you have to overcome a lot of issues, right? You strike out, you don't always get a hit, calls don't always go your way. So how do you build in mental toughness to your kids to deal with those issues when they arise? How do you make them persevere in the face of adversity?
You know, like you said, baseball is the only sport when you fail 70% of the time, you're actually successful. But I encourage them to play through it, and I actually will have it up tomorrow on the dugout. Don't live in the history. Game on, move forward, let it go. And that's what we're going to be preaching. And that's what I try to preach every day when something like that happens.
That's you, Coach Barham. How do you build that mental toughness in your kids?
It's okay to fail. You know, you got to know what it feels like to lose. You got to know what it feels like to fail. You know, so you able to take that, whatever you did when you took that loss, when you made that strikeout, come to practice, work on it so you won't fail again, you know. Then once you become winners, take advantage of it. You know, hold that winning mindset. Don't ever go back. Nobody loses. So when they had me a head coach, they know that, you know, somebody believed in them.
Great. That's great. Guys, we're going to go to you now. Student athletes, we'll talk to you. First question, we'll start with Maurice and work our way down to Ben. Tell us your name, your grade level, and favorite position that you play.
My name is Maurice Fletcher. I'm a senior. My favorite position is center field right now.
Great. Tavion?
My name is Tavion Gates. I'm a senior, and my favorite position is catcher.
Great. Isaiah?
My name is Isaiah Brock. I'm a senior, and my favorite position has to be shortstop.
Awesome, awesome. Tyler?
Tyler Ball. I'm an 11th grader, and my favorite position is first base.
First base, all right. Ben?
My name is Ben McDaniel. I'm a senior, and my favorite position is pitching.
Pitching, all right, all right. We're going to start with Ben and work our way back down the other way, okay? So Ben, talk to us about your strengths as a baseball player, and how do you use those strengths to make your team successful?
I think that my strengths are some of my experience that we have as a varsity player, because a lot of kids on our team don't really have that experience being a young team. So I feel like having that experience and being able to tell them that, you know, varsity is a completely different game than junior varsity is. So they need to be prepared to make the step up.
Great. Tyler, talk to us about your strengths and how you use those to make the team successful.
Like my biggest strength as a player is just being the leader for the team. Just being there when people are making errors, when we're not playing good, just keeping the team positive and being there for all my teammates.
Got it. Isaiah?
I feel like my strengths are my versatility. I'm able to play almost every position on the field, so I'm able to give different aspects to each player, especially younger players. I'm able to help them at their individualized position because I'm able to play each position differently.
Great. Tavion?
Strengths are my mindset and my work ethic. Every day I come out to the field, I want to preach getting better, working harder every day. And with the younger guys, I try to lift them up, make sure they know it's all right to fail and it's all right to make mistakes on the field.
Great. Maurice?
That's an answer, and I'm going to say my versatility. Wherever you put me, you know, I can produce, make plays wherever you need me to, and yeah.
Awesome. We're going to stay with Griffin High, go with Isaiah, working our way out. Talk to us about practice this season, right? It's only been, a week maybe, week and a half. We've had some bad weather in there. But talk to us about how practice has been and what you guys are working on right now to get better at?
Right now, Griffin is mostly a younger team with us just being the 3 seniors, so mostly it's just building off of fundamentals with our younger guys and just teaching them basically the difference between high school and that change and in between from JV to varsity.
Tavion?
Brock said we have a pretty young team, so we're really just working with the younger guys, trying to get them up to speed, get them used to high school ball, and let them know it's like.
Got it. Maurice?
Back off what they said, practice is pretty tough, so, it's always building a pretty tough mental mindset. And even if we mess up or make a mistake, just teaches us how to, keep going, keep pushing, so we can just get through the practice.
Awesome. Tyler, same question.
Been good so far this year. We got off to a late start, but we're just drilling the fundamentals right now, trying to get all the fundamentals down, because if you're fundamentally sound, you got a good chance at winning the game. So we're just heavy on the fundamentals right now.
Great. Ben, what do you think?
Like Ty said, we're just really trying to get the fundamentals down, especially because, we have a lot of young guys out there that really need to get that down before they can make the step up. With me being the only senior, kind of got to get these guys up to speed so that whenever I graduate, they'll be ready to step up in my position whenever I'm gone.
Great. Next question is going to be with Tyler first, and then Ben, and then come over here to Isaiah, work our way out. Talk about your team. What's the biggest strength of your team right now, and why?
We'll say our chemistry. We got an amazing bond with each other. It's like a family. We pick each other up when everything's not going good. We just stay positive. So I would say team chemistry.
Great. What do you think, Ben?
I have to agree with Ty. A lot of us have been playing with each other for a while, and the team chemistry is there. I mean, we don't really have to work on that much. It just comes naturally for us. Another strength that we have, I think, is that in our region, I would like to say we're the underdogs a little bit, and I think that we're prepared to put our first best foot forward and kind of make a step up into this region.
Awesome. Isaiah, what's your team's biggest strength and why?
I would have to say just our raw talent. Most of those younger guys I've learned have played together for at least a few years, and with us 3 seniors also have done the same. We're able to have a good backbone, but all in all, just we have a really talented group of players.
Tavion?
I have to say our team chemistry. Everybody out there is like a whole brotherhood. We're all picking each other up, trying to get each other better, so I like that.
What do you think, Maurice?
I had to say our perseverance. We can go out there, have a practice, make a million mistakes, but still, get up, make our throws, still be able to make plays at the end of the practice.
Now we're going to go to Mr. Horace Shivers from the Griffin Daily News. He's got a couple questions to ask you guys, and then I'll finish up with a couple.
I'll start with you, Ben. Ben, what's it like being a senior on a young team? I'm pretty sure it's a lot of energy that you have to give to the younger guys.
Just being a senior, a lot of these guys, we have a lot of freshmen, sophomore, 8th graders out there. And, we just got to make sure they know how to listen and really work on their craft. And, being a senior, it's a little stressful out there. But, I'm prepared to work through it and kind of get these guys ready for what's coming.
Next question is for you, Mr. Ball. I know you was on the team last year. What are some of the differences between you, Coach Pritchard, and Coach Harris?
The difference is that Pritchard, he gets on us a lot, but he builds us back up in the process. So I would say he's a little tougher, but we need that, so I'm not complaining.
Good answer. He's sitting right next to you. Next question is for you, Coach Pritchard. What are some of the things you implement in your first year to try to get the guys back on track?
Me being retired military, it's one of the first things I put in place is punctuality. And these guys will tell you at 3:45, we're starting practice. We're not moseying down the hill, trying to get ready. We're starting practice. And like they told Mr. Stikes in the room outside, if you're on time, you're late. If you're early, you're on time. And plus doing the drill series where you don't have to take all the time to do the pitcher field and practice, and all that stuff's incorporated in there, and splitting them up, hitting stuff like that, and then making the older boys mentor the younger ones. So, you know, and of course, a lot of my rules are different than Coach Harris's, but, you know, I think they're coming around, and it's looking pretty good.
Thank you, Coach. Next question is for you, Coach Barham. Last year you came in as a rookie head coach. This year you're going into your second year. You had a lot of great success on your first year. What are some of the things that you can do going into your second year that you wasn't able to do in your first year?
I already got the set ground. You know, I already got the fundamentals down pat, the baseline, and it's being the coach with my coaches. You know, we come together more often now, so we can fix our mistakes that we had last year, so we implement it to our players. You know, so we got to lead by example. You know, we got to come together, let them know that we the head honchos of the baseball team. You know what I'm saying? But when they come to practice, though, you know, they know get to it. Just get to it. These three scenes right here, they got to know to be leaders. So last year, like I said, they was followers. So this year, come to practice, be that player-driven team. I shouldn't have to come to practice tell y'all let's do this, this, and this. You already got the fundamentals down pat. Let's get going.
Next question is for you, Brock. Brock, I know you mentioned earlier that shortstop is your favorite position, but you also are a decent pitcher. Let me ask you a question in regards to pitching. What goes in your mind when you're on the mound, when you're facing a tough hitter?
Mentally, that's all pitching is, to me at least. So I go up there every time I pitch, regardless. It could be the best hitter in the world. I still think I can get him. I'm the best regardless. It doesn't matter. I don't care if he's hitting 1,000 or hitting 0. My mindset going on the mound's the same. Doesn't change based on how they're hitting.
Next question is for you, Mr. Tavion. What are some of the things that you have implemented over the summer? I know you play travel ball, but what are some of the things you implemented, I guess, from travel ball leading up into the season?
Made sure, like with our throwing program and stuff, made sure every time I come out, try to get out a little early, run some laps, get our throwing program in. So basically just staying with the right mindset coming in and everything.
Last question is for you, Maurice. I know you made our region team last year. What are some of the things you looking forward to doing this year in order to make our region team?
Just staying consistent, you know. Consistency is key when it comes to this game because you're not always going to be perfect. So as long as I can stay consistent, you know, help out this team, get some wins, make playoffs, you know. That's all I really care about.
Got one more question for the guys and then one more question for the coaches. And so for the boys, question is this: hitting or fielding or pitching? What's your preference? Maurice?
Pitching.
Pitching, all right. Davian?
Hitting.
Hitting, all right. Isaiah? Fielding, I like it. Defense wins championships. What you got, Tyler?
Fielding.
Fielding too, that's it. Ben?
Pitching.
Pitching, I like it, I like it. Your coach is laughing, so I like it. Hey, coaches, last thing I got for you guys, tell us when we can see you guys in action, right? When can we see Griffin baseball at home? When can we see Spalding baseball at home or close to us? And are there any big, tournaments or games that you want to highlight on your schedule you really want the community to come out and support your guys at?
Home game is next Wednesday at 5:30.
Next Wednesday at 5:30, great, at Griffin High, great. Coach Pritchard?
All right, we have a scrimmage tomorrow at 5 against Rockdale. Our first home regular season game is Monday the 10th, and that's Educators Night, Educators Appreciation Night. And there's more dates I have, and Dr. Simmons is coming to throw out the first pitch for us, so if y'all want to come see that, and, I guess the one chance you can laugh without getting in trouble at Dr. Simmons, I don't know, but
he may throw a strike.
Yeah, he might. I reminded him yesterday he thought it was a softball. I said, no, sir, it's baseball. He said, oh, I got to get ready. So, but our schedule's on Max Preps, and we're doing Military Appreciation Day one day. We're doing Middle School Appreciation Day. So we I think we're at home twice next week with varsity and JV. But tomorrow's our first scrimmage.
All right, perfect. So definitely want to come see you guys next week. We got home games at both schools. We encourage the community to get out there and support baseball. We've got great teams at both schools, history of great teams at both schools, right? You guys are upholding legacies of, teams that have made deep runs, right? Griffin and Spalding both in the last 10 to 15 years have been state finalists and have been really successful programs. And I know you guys are working to continue that legacy of success we have in Griffin-Spalding County Schools. We appreciate you being here today, and let's give them a hand. Guys, if y'all join us by the step and repeat, we'll take your picture. And next up will be girls soccer. And if the girls soccer teams want to gather in our green room over here and prepare, and we'll transition in just a moment. Thank you.
This. Oh, okay.
Hello.
Welcome back to Griffin-Spalding County Schools Media Day. Spring Sports Media Day, we are joined by the athletes, student athletes and coaches from the girls soccer teams from Griffin High School and Spalding High School. Thank you guys for being with us today. We've got a set of questions for our coaches and athletes. We're going to start first with our coaches. Coach Garrison, I'm going to ask you to go first. If you'll introduce yourself, tell us about your experience in Griffin soccer, and then introduce the ladies to your right.
My name is Coach Garrison, and I'm the girls soccer coach at Griffin High School. To my right, I have my 3 captains, all seniors. I have midfielder Kayla Olvera, I have goalkeeper Camilla Ayala, and I have defender Passion Edwards.
Thanks, Coach. Coach Torres, if you'll introduce yourself and introduce the young ladies to your left.
Well, my name is Coach Torres. I have Claire Daniels as a senior. She plays defense. I have Autumn Daniels. She's a striker. She's also a senior. And then I also have Mia Penton, and she's also a striker, and she is a senior as well.
Thanks, guys. Coach Torres, next question is going to come to you. Tell us what you're most looking forward to this season.
What I'm looking forward to this season is we have a good team this season, and I feel like the way that they've been playing from last season can also stay with us this season. So therefore, I'm thinking that it will stay maintained. And with the new JV girls that came up from last season, I think they will help us out a lot this year.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach. Coach Garrison, what about you? What are you most looking forward to this season?
I'm most looking forward to seeing the growth in all of the girls that we have. This senior group that I have is a special group that Coach M and I have been coaching since they were freshmen. They came to us as freshmen with no soccer knowledge whatsoever. So to see the growth from them from 9th grade to 12th grade has been great. But I want to see them improve upon even more skills this season, along with a lot of the newcomers that we have coming in.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach. Coach Garrison, we're going to stay with you, right? How do you structure practice to get the most out of your time with the girls and to get them prepared for this season?
For practice, we start off with, they start off running 2 laps. After they run the 2 laps, they do their game warm-up their muscles. Once they have done that, we start a soccer warm-up, so that way we can get a bunch of touches in at once. So they do their soccer warm-up. After they do the soccer warm-up, we practice the game warm-up that they do during game time. And then we get started into drills, and then we do a small-sided scrimmage.
Awesome. Great. Coach Torres, same question. What are you focused on in practice and structuring practice to prepare for this upcoming season?
This season, we're working on more of our touches, and then also not that, but are also simple passes to the feet. We are also working on our high press this season. We're going to be seeing a lot of that this season, and we start off with we do our warm up as a lap. We do our lap, and then we go to working our we'll stretch out. And then after that, we'll go straight into getting touches of the ball, and then once you get done with that, we'll start doing rondos, and then after that, we'll start working on our strategies of what we're going to do in the game, and then we'll go after that with a scrimmage.
Perfect. We're going to stay with you, Coach Torres. What key things do you look for in student athletes to be successful in the Spalding soccer program?
Well, first thing is the grades. We start out in school first, and then we go into the games. Also think that we should also feel like.
Perfect. Thanks, Coach. Coach Garrison, what are you looking for? What makes somebody successful in Griffin's soccer program, right? What kind of qualities or attributes?
Some qualities that we look for are students who are exceptional in the classroom. And what I mean by exceptional in the classroom, they have the grades. I look for all A's and B's. And then they have no behavior issues, and they have no attendance issues. Those are 3 things that I look for first. After that, I look at their attitude and see how their attitude is and how they mesh with the team.
Great. And we're going to stay with Coach Garrison. One more question until we go to the student athletes, and that's about success, right? as coaches, obviously the score matters, right? And we publish the score on the internet, and we put it in the newspaper, and we keep track of how many wins and losses we have. The score is important. But we don't define success necessarily what happens on the scoreboard. How do you define success in other ways in your program?
I define success as having a great season as a team. We haven't made the state playoffs, so that's always a goal to get there. But I don't think that as long as that there's some growth that is happening, I see that as a successful season.
Great, great. Coach Torres, same question. Talk to us about success. Other than the scoreboard, what defines success for Spalding soccer this year?
I won't say that they have a lot of potential, but they haven't still gave me their full potential, as in, like, I can see a lot more they can do. This is going to be a new region, and I just want to see how far we can challenge this new region. And like I said, I can see there's more potential in them, and I want to push them. That's my goal for it.
Great. Thank you, Coach. Hey, ladies, we're going to come to you guys now. We're going to start this first question with passion and work our way down to Mia. This is going to be the hardest question you got all night. Passion, you ready? Tell us your name, your grade level, and your favorite position to play.
Really hard.
That's it.
My name is Passion Edwards. I'm in the 12th grade, and I play center back, which is defense.
Great. Camilla?
Is Camilla, and I am a goalkeeper, and I'm a senior.
Kayla?
Is Kayla Olvera. I'm a senior, and I play midfield.
Awesome, awesome. Claire?
My name is Claire Daniels. I'm a senior also, and I play center defender.
Autumn?
Miss Autumn Daniels. I'm a senior, and I play striker.
Great, great. Yeah.
Is Mia Pinton. I'm also a senior, and I play right wing.
Great. All right, next question will start with Mia, and we'll work our way back down, okay? Mia, talk to us about your strengths as a soccer player and how you use those to make your team successful.
My biggest strength on the team would be I'm really good at creating plays that can lead us to, like, moments that can lead us to a goal, or even just defensive-wise. I think I'm really good with my passes.
That's great. Thank you. Autumn, tell us, what are your strengths as a player?
I'll say to uplift the team, even if we lose, to try to create a fun moment and make everybody laugh and create jokes for everybody to stay positive.
Awesome. Really important. Claire, what you got?
My biggest strength is being a leader and being vocal on the field, because to do good in the game, you need to have the girls have confidence. And when that's lost, we start to mess up and we start to freak out. So I say I do a good job at encouraging them and giving them advice.
Very important. Kayla, talk to us about your strengths as an athlete and how you use those to make the team successful.
I would say my strength would be probably leadership, because as a captain, of course, you obviously have to be able to put your foot down, bring your team together. But I say I really bring both teams together very well. We all get along, and yeah, we can play around, have fun, but there's still points where you have to take it seriously, especially if we want to win.
Very important, very important. Camilla, what about you? What's your strength as a player, and how do you use those to make the team successful?
I feel like my strength as a player is my attitude, because your attitude will get you really far. If you have a bad attitude, it's going to reflect how you play. And if you have a good attitude, then you'll have a good outcome.
Great, that's great. Passion, what about you?
I'd say my strengths are I'm super friendly and super bubbly and really well at communicating. I think that's really well because I make sure no one feels left out.
Awesome. Very good, very good. All right, this next question, we're going to start with Kayla and work our way in, and then go to Claire and work our way out, okay? This is about practice, right? I know the weather's been terrible, right? The season just started. But talk to us about how practice has been this season so far, but also what are you guys working on improving as individuals?
Well, so far with conditioning, we were definitely working on endurance, like bringing back girls up, like because of the break, the off season, like a lot of people weren't working out. But with conditioning, we were able to get back into that, running 8 laps every single day, going to the weight room. But with practice, I'd say we've gotten a lot of work on ball control, touches, and I think we're doing really great.
Awesome. Great. Camilla, what about you? Tell us about practice.
I think that practice has been going very well. I will say there can be improvement. There's always room for improvement. And
Awesome. Great. Passion. Tell us about practice. How's it been going, and what are you focused on improving?
Practice has been really, really well. I think everyone has been getting along. I just think we need to work on ball skills and more communication.
Awesome. Very good. Very good. Claire, we're coming to you. Tell us, how's practice been this season? What are you focused on improving?
Conditioning and hard practices. I'm looking forward to, like, during the practices, the girls really helping each other out and never feeling like inferior or superior to one another, because we have a lot of new girls, we have some experienced girls, and I'm looking forward to them kind of interacting.
Great, great. Autumn, same question. Tell us about practice.
I believe practice has been going really good, and I believe there's always room for improvement, but we're thankful to have a good coach to keep pushing us, and I'm just excited to see what the girls bring.
Awesome. Great. Mia, same question. What about practice, and what are you guys focused on improving?
Okay, I agree. Practice has been really good. I really like how they've brought in some new teachers to help us work together and have that, like, team bonding. Thanks to Ms. Simpkins, we've actually done a few, like, team bonding exercises, and it's really improving our teammanship. And I'm really excited that you can tell we're starting to work better together. And I'm really excited to see that keep growing.
Absolutely. That's so important. Next question is going to start with Claire, work our way down, and then come to Kayla and finish with Passion, okay? We've talked about you as individuals. Now I want you to think about the team. What is the team's biggest strength and why? Claire?
Our team's biggest strength is kind of what I said earlier. I think we're very coachable. Like, no one gets, like, offended if you try and give them advice on how to play. Everyone's really open to new opinions and suggestions, and I think we just do really good at that.
Autumn?
I'll say our team's resilient, and even if we lose or don't do as good as we think we did, we're always ready to come back and get better and try new things.
Great, great. Mia?
Our team's biggest strength, for me personally, would definitely be our integrity and our motivation, because we can have a miserable, hard practice, and people still come back. They keep pushing, and even though, like, they're still learning, they still have that, and they still want to know more.
That's great. Kayla, same question. Talk to us about your team's biggest strength and why.
I would say that our team's biggest strength is the fact that we have a blend of both experienced and inexperienced players, because our new players, they're so eager to learn. And as an experienced player, we have what our knowledge that our coaches have given us, like, we can just pass it down to them, and they want to learn. But even as an experienced player, like, we still have stuff to learn. But it's the fact that we're all so willing to work for it that I think that's really helping us as a team.
Awesome. Camilla, what about you?
Even though we have a lot of new players, from players that we've had, like, over the years, we've built chemistry, and I feel like, to add on to what Kayla said, like, we can pass our knowledge down to them, and we've really been working really well together since practice has started this season.
Great, great. Passion, team's biggest strength.
I think our team's biggest strength is that everyone's, like I want to elaborate what Kayla said, that everyone's eager to learn, everybody wants to learn, everybody wants to participate, and I feel like everyone already has some type of knowledge, even if they never played before. Everyone already knows positions and other things.
Awesome, great. We're now going to take some questions from our local media. Mr. Sivers from the Griffin-Spalding News. You're good? All right, so I've got a couple more questions, and then we'll wrap it up. I want to know, would you rather, girls, here's your option, would you rather score a goal, stop a goal from being scored? Passion.
From being scored.
Like it, all right. Camilla.
Definitely stop a goal. It's my position.
There you
It'd be sad if I scored it myself on my own goal, but.
What about you, Kayla?
I would definitely say scoring a goal, because whenever you're up top, scoring a goal just feels so good. And, like, I understand, like, they said stopping a goal, but it's just like the feeling you get when you score.
Got it, got it. Claire, what do you think? Got it, got it. Autumn, what about you? Stopping a goal or scoring a goal?
I would say scoring just because that's what I've done my whole life. And when I score a goal, I feel good about myself. And just to know that I helped the team win. So.
Yeah.
I'd also say scoring a goal. That's it.
All right. And I got one more question for y'all, and then we'll go to the coaches. And look, soccer is a long season, right? And it's in the spring when you've got a lot of tests and you've got a lot of schoolwork. So how do you balance those long bus rides on Tuesday nights with all your academic work that you have to keep up? How do you do that as a student athlete, and what's the secret to be successful in that? We'll start with Mia and work our way down.
Since it's my senior year, I've gone through all my classes and I have all my credits. So this year I'll only have 2 classes. So I'm really focusing on doing those classes in the mornings. That way I can leave the afternoon for soccer.
Awesome. How about you, Autumn?
It's definitely hard trying to balance between soccer, work, and school. I mostly just try to do my work like at night, or I don't even have time to do it before soccer, but I try to do it at night. Either way, it's got to get done so I can stay on a roll.
All right, Claire?
I am at school most of the day, and so at Spalding we have a thing called swag, and so I try and get a lot of my work done during that time. And also, if I know that we have a long away game, I'll try and plan ahead and do kind of pre-plan when I need to do all my work so that I can have it done.
Awesome. What about you, Kayla? How do you balance academics and being an athlete?
With being an athlete, it's definitely hard because, especially with being in honors classes, there's so much work. But I think I balance it pretty well with my free periods that I have in between classes, because right now I only have a first, a third, and a fourth. So like second and IF, that's when I try and get my work done. And then after school, I'll just focus on soccer. And if there's any other work, then I'll just get it done.
Great. Camille?
Say that I take it one day at a time. What I can finish in one day, that's what I'm going to do. If I have to meet a deadline, then I'm going to do my best to meet that deadline. It's like for all students and athletes, it's a lot to juggle everything that's happening around you. So it definitely takes like a certain mentality to get into it, and some people can't do it, some people can.
Great. Passion, how do you juggle that, schoolwork and athletics?
I do think it's really hard, but what helps me a lot is my coach, because she always pushes me to be better, and if I need help, she'll take time out before practice to make sure I get that help. So.
Great, great. And coaches, we're going to wrap up with you. Coach Garrison, what's your favorite thing about coaching these girls?
My favorite thing about coaching the girls is all the team bonding that we do and getting to know each and one of their personalities. We have a lot of fun together, but we also take care of business when we need to.
Great. Coach Torres, what's your favorite thing about coaching the girls?
What I like about it is I love that the team is just, they stick with each other no matter what. Once, like they said, if we lose a game, they still reset and they try to figure everything out, and we would just keep practicing. I very much enjoy watching these girls. I see a lot of potential in them, and I know some of them can go farther down the road, and I'm just very proud to have these girls on my team.
Awesome. Great. Coach Torres, tell us when we can catch Spalding soccer next at home.
You come watch us on February 10th, and we'll be at Spalding High.
Got it, got it. And Coach Garrison, next time we can see you guys at home.
We have our scrimmage game tomorrow at the stadium, and then you can also see us next week at the stadium. We'll be playing in the JAG Cup with Spalding Monday, Friday, and Saturday next week.
Awesome, and I think that JAG Cup is a great time for the community to come out Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, is that right? And Saturday all day, right, at the stadium. So definitely want to encourage the community to come out and see a great day of soccer with our girls and boys teams competing. Coaches, ladies, y'all did a great job. Thank you for representing us. We appreciate the sacrifice you make, the hard work you put in to represent our communities. You guys are upholding a long legacy of success in Griffin and Spalding soccer, and you're doing a great job, and we can't wait to cheer you on this year, okay? Let's give them a hand. as our ladies wrap up. And girls, if you'll join us right here. And boys soccer, if you'll go ahead and transition it into our green room as we get ready. We'll get you guys over here. We'll take a picture.
Test.
Hello.
Test it.
Test. All right. Hello. I'm good. It's good. All right.
All right, and we're live again on Griffin-Spalding County Schools, live on YouTube. We appreciate all the people watching at home as we're joined by our final team this evening for Spring Sports Media Day, and that is the boys soccer teams from Griffin High School and from Spalding High School. We're joined by the coaches and student athletes that represent Griffin and Spalding in boys soccer. First, we're going to ask some questions of the coaches, and so we'll start first with Coach Hoffman. If you'll introduce yourself. Talk to us about your experience at Spalding Soccer and coaching soccer, and then introduce the gentleman to your left that represents Spalding today.
I'm Coach Tyler Hoffman. This will be my fifth year at Spalding. They all run together at this point. I've got Moises Ibarra, he's a 10th grader, Bradley White, who's a senior, and Gil Martinez, who's a senior.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach. Coach Coggins, tell us about yourself, Griffin Soccer, and then tell us about the gentleman to your right.
I'm Xavier Coggins. I'm the head coach of Griffin High School. To the right, I have Jose Camacho. He's a senior this year, a goalkeeper. In the middle, we have Caleb Gray, who's a junior. He played midfield and right back. And then down at the end, we have Kevin Cifuentes. He's a senior this year. He plays midfield.
Awesome, great. And coaches, let's start with you, Coach Coggins. What are you most looking forward to this season?
What I'm looking forward to the most this season is just making great memories with my seniors, man. This they're the first class I started when I started coaching. They were 9th graders, so it's kind of sad moment to see them leave.
That's great. And Coach Hoffman, tell me about you. What are you looking forward to this year?
I'm just looking forward to see if we're ready to really compete at a higher level than we've been. We moved into a pretty tough region this year with a lot of stacked teams, and I want to see if my guys are really up to the challenge of competing at that level every week.
Well, let's stay with you, Coach Hoffman, and talk about this season, right? You've got a tough region, like you said, and a tough season upcoming. So how are you organizing your training sessions, your practices to get your kids ready to compete at a high level?
So we've been running pretty extensive practices as of late. We're really focusing on our, buying into the process, making sure that the guys are just mentally buying in, that we're physically getting ready, and that we're just building that team unity and trying to get the guys to gel together, and so that we can work as one solid unit instead of a bunch of individuals.
Awesome. Coach Coggins, same question. What are you focused on in practice to get ready? You're also in a new region, also a pretty difficult region. So how do you prepare the guys?
For us, we're kind of like picking up what we left off from last year. We're a very great defensive team. So that's something we're focusing on this year. We're taking a lot more shots as far as like practicing free kicks, making sure that we're ready for game. We're doing a lot of more film study this year. So we're incorporating that into our practices as well. Just trying to prepare each and every game, taking it a week at a time.
Perfect. Coach Coggins, we're going to stay with you. Tell us, what key things do you look for a student athlete to be successful in the Griffin soccer program?
A successful student athlete to me, man, somebody who can lead on and off the field. I got a lot of leaders on the field, but I need somebody to hold their teammates accountable off the field. Make sure we're getting to class on time, make sure we're getting our assignments turned in, make sure we're keeping our grades up. At the end of the day, without your grades, you can't play at all anyway. So making sure that we holding each other accountable at all times.
Perfect. Coach Hoffman, same question. Tell us, what key things do you look for from Spalding student athletes to be successful in the Spalding soccer program?
Like Coach Coggins said, I mean, just that guy who stands out on and off the field. A lot of my guys are finding out, that when I'm telling them the grades and the discipline and the way you carry yourself outside of school and inside of school, those things matter when it comes time to talk to some of these colleges. It's hitting home. So it's staying on top of their academics, staying out of trouble, and just like he said, holding each other accountable. Player-led teams make deep runs, and coach-led teams get knocked out early.
Perfect. And speaking of that, making a run, Coach, let's talk about success, right? The score matters, right? We keep score. We put it on Max Preps. It's in the Griffin Daily News. We care what your record is, right? But we know for education-based athletics, success is more than the scoreboard, right? And so for us and for you this year, what does success look like beyond the scoreboard?
So as far as a soccer program, we really pride ourselves on our academics. We've had a 100% graduation rate on our soccer team for the past 4 years. Of all the soccer players we had that graduated last year, our average GPA was like a 3.7. So whether they're successful on the field, they're doing it in the classroom with still earning the ability to go off to college. And just if we can keep that standard off the field, we haven't had any discipline issues. We haven't had any real academic issues. If we can keep that standard and keep doing those things off the field, that's a successful year for us.
Great, great. What about you, Coach Coggins? Other than the scoreboard, how do you define success this year for you guys?
Basically picking back up what Coach Hoffman said, we always want to win games, of course. We always want to win, but success for me is just make sure all my kids graduate, all of them set up for success in life, either as college, technical school, or just picking up an average trade. Whatever they want to do, I just want to support them to make sure they're career ready after high school.
That's awesome. Great. Guys, we're going to come to you now, ask you some questions, then come back to the coaches at the very end. First, let's start with Kevin and work our way all the way down. Tell us your name, tell us your grade level, and your favorite position to play on the soccer field.
My name is Kevin Cifuentes Barahona. I am a senior this year, and my favorite position to play on the field is defensive mid.
My name is Caleb Gray. I'm in the 11th grade, and I play defense in midfield.
Jose?
My name is Jose Camacho, and I'm a goalkeeper, senior goalkeeper.
My name is Moises Sabara. I'm a sophomore, and I play cam.
Bradley?
My name is Bradley White, and I'm a senior, and I play center back.
My name is Gilmore Martinez. I'm a senior, and I play defensive mid.
Right, we're going to stay with you, Gil, and work our way back down. Talk to us about your strengths as a player. What are your strengths as a player, and how do you use those to make the team successful?
Well, I think my strengths as a player would be my vision and my defending. It'll help the team by creating chances to score and by breaking down their attacks, which lessens the other team's opportunities of scoring. That's it.
Go ahead, Brett.
My strengths as a player would be my talking, kind of keep people moving, letting them know where they need to be, and making sure that they're staying in positions, making runs when they need to be, and overall kind of keeping their spirits up, making sure they don't keep their heads down if anything happens.
I believe my strengths are my vision and my dribbling. I use my strengths to help distribute the ball and create chances going forward.
Awesome. Great. We'll come over here to Jose. Talk about your strengths as a player and how you use those to make the team successful.
I believe my strengths as a player are like on the field. It's definitely like my skill. Nobody can deny that I have good skill on the field. But what I consider like my best quality is bringing everybody together. Like when there's drama in the team, I'm the one that like kind of glues everybody back together and says, "Hey, we're all family here, and we're all playing for each other at the end of the day."
That's great. Caleb?
Say one of my greatest strengths is my adaptability on the field. I can play in any position, and I play it very well, and that I help a team and make goals, and we want to win.
Okay. Kevin?
I would say that my biggest strength is definitely my communication on the field, on and off the field, getting everybody together, but most importantly, my faith in the Lord. I feel like having the Lord in the team is really important. And even if you're not, religious or anything like that, I feel like having those values is really important.
That's great. Thank you, Kevin. We're going to talk about practice. We're going to start with Jose and work our way out, and then go over to Moises and work our way to Spalding. Talk about how practice has been so far this season. We know it's been a lot of weather. We know it just started, right? But tell us how it's been so far and what you guys individually are working on improving.
Well, we're doing a lot of like weightlifting and like especially conditioning. Like we got to get up and down the field, a lot, and we just do a lot of conditioning really. But it's not just like running, like just laps around the field. We're actually doing like soccer-related conditioning, like change of pace, change of direction, and also we're working a lot on keeping possession. And like Coach Coggins said, our identity last year was defense. Like that's what we're known for. We conceded 2 goals at most, like in all of region games. So we're just really like trying to build off of that and working a lot on our defense.
That's great. Caleb, how's practice been, and what are you focused on improving?
Practice has been great. Our coaches did a great job at keeping us disciplined and working on us and making us become better players. And we've been working on speed of play and upgrading our game to have those connections and passing the ball very well.
Great. Kevin, what about you? Practice, how's it been?
I would say practice has been great, honestly. We've had a lot of new players this year, a lot of young players, and seeing how everybody is just working together, is great to see, and it makes me excited for the season.
Awesome, great. Go over there to Moises. Same thing, how's practice been this season? What are you focused on improving?
Practice has been pretty good so far. I'm focused on improving my speed and my defending.
Bradley?
Practices have been going good. We've been kind of working on discipline and chemistry, kind of building it up, especially for like the newer players that came up to varsity from last year, kind of helping them join the team and get that chemistry built up.
Yep. Cool.
I believe that practice has been going actually great so far compared to last year and all the other years. We have a lot of new young players coming up to play varsity, new players as well, and we're just working on communication, build a play, speed, all that, and we're all just working together as a team now.
Awesome. We're going to start this next question with Moises and work our way back out, and then over here to Jose. So Moises, what is your team's biggest strength and why?
I believe our biggest strength is our communication. We communicate a lot more on the field now and off the field, and I feel like we treat each other more as family now.
That's great. Bradley, what about you? Team's biggest strength?
I believe that our team's biggest strength is, like he said, communication. We kind of have that chemistry with a lot of players from club ball and just overall being friends on and off the field. It really helps a lot. But our playmaking is pretty good, too, because of that chemistry. Just because everybody kind of are friends with each other. They know how each player plays and all that, so they know what to look forward to when on play.
Great. Gil, tell us about your team's biggest strength.
I'm going to pick up on what they said. I believe also our greatest strength is our communication and our teamwork. We're always telling people what to do if they need help in that position or in that build of play. We're communicating off the field, telling us what we need to work on in our own time. And, yeah.
Awesome. Jose, tell us your team's biggest strength and why.
Our biggest strength is, like, we're not even a team. Like, we're a family. Like, that's what I consider us. We're a family. We hang out all the time, eat out all the time, practice all the time. Like, yeah, we have practices from Monday to Thursday, like 6, we in at 8. But on other days, like even when we don't have practice, we're still together. We're practicing, bonding. We're a family, and I feel like that sets us apart from a lot of teams. Like a lot of these teams, they don't hang out like outside of school or outside of practice, but we're always together. Like you see one of us, most likely you'll see another person on that team like with me, or you'll just see us together all the time.
That's great. Caleb, what about you? What's the team's biggest strength and why?
I'll stay with Jose on this one. We're like a big family. Like we're always together. We're always working hard. We show our love for the sport. We love each other, and we just play as a team.
Okay. Kevin, how about you?
I would say our biggest strength is, well, for sure, being a family, but we've set this expectation from last season that we have a bigger hunger this season, in my opinion. I feel like we want to do better, and we're constantly holding each other to that standard of doing better. And whether you're the best player or the worst player, we want to see 1% more progress, if that makes sense. So I would say that's our biggest strength, is our hunger to win.
Awesome, awesome. I'm going to ask you guys now to think about, we're going to play a little game, right? Would you rather score a free kick or have a game-saving tackle? Let's start with Kevin. You want that big tackle, save a breakaway, or you want to score a free kick to win the game?
Well, what minute? Is it like a game-winning free kick?
The 79th minute.
79th?
Clock's about to tick 0.
I would say the tackle.
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 All right. What about you, Caleb? Big tackle or a clutch free kick?
I would have to go for the big tackle any day.
I like it. Jose?
Well, I am a goalkeeper, so I wouldn't make a tackle. I'll probably save it in top ends. All these people, they've always they've dreamed of scoring the perfect goal. I always dreamed of stopping that perfect goal, and that's what I want to do.
I like it. Moises, what about you? You want to score that free kick, or you want to make that game-saving tackle?
I would say a last-minute tackle, just knowing that I helped save our team in the last minute.
Got it. Bradley?
As a defender, I'd probably have to go with the tackle.
They got a Gil. What about you?
I have to go with the same thing as a defender, center defensive mid.
Nobody wants
that
to
tackle, seeing the throw of, stopping the attack, it's a different feeling.
I know why we can't score goals around here now. Everybody wants a tackle.
Oh, there we go. Hey, how about this? We got one more for the guys, and then we'll go to the coaches. Let's start with Gil and work our way down. Tell me one word that kind of fully represents everything that Spalding soccer means to you. What's one word that kind of stands out?
If I had to choose one word, I feel like it would be teamwork.
Teamwork. All right. Bradley, one word that represents Spalding soccer.
I'd probably have to go with discipline on and off the field.
Discipline. All right. Moises, one word that represents Spalding soccer.
I'd probably say discipline too.
All right.
You'll get on that.
Got it. Jose, one word that represents Griffin soccer. Family. All right. How about you, Caleb?
With passion.
Passion. All right. That's good. Kevin?
I'd say sacrifice.
Sacrifice. Those are all great things. Coaches, give me one word that represents your team.
Dedication.
Dedication. So, Coach Hoffman?
I want to say non-goal scoring. Tackles. There's a lot of words to describe it. I can't give you one. I'm real big on discipline with my kids. I am. I'm very big on discipline. Anybody that's played for me, whether it be here or club ball, knows I'm big on discipline. So I'd say I'd have to say discipline with them.
Got it. And stay with you, Coach Hoffman, and then go to you, Coach Coggins. What are you most proud of about this team? Right? Each team's different. It's got its own personality. What gets you up coming to work to coach this team? What is it that stands out about them?
I tell every kid that's ever played sports for me, and they'll tell you, if you play athletics for me, you are family to me. Because I know playing for me is not easy. I'm very old school, so I do yell and scream. But the biggest thing with this team that I'm excited about is the standard that they're going to reset. That standard kind of fell off. We had a lot of commitment issues last year, and they're ready and excited to reset the standard that's been at Spalding for a long time, and that is the biggest reason that I'm excited to coach this team.
Great. Coach Coggins, what gets you motivated? What gets you hungry? What gets you excited to coach these guys?
In all honesty, man, this team means a lot to me. At the end of the day, we are family. If it's one of the kids got a job, the whole team go just to eat and support them. Or if it's anything that somebody got going on, the whole team show up. So what I can say at the end of the day, man, these kids bond, they come together, and they're one. And it's just like last year, we went down to Savannah, we lost. We came up short in the first round of the playoffs. They was upset, some cried. We lost a couple seniors, but at the end of the day, they want to hold a standard. They said we got to go back. So at the end of the day, like practice, it's not me screaming so much anymore. It's the seniors, the juniors. They're stepping up, screaming, holding their team accountable, and I couldn't ask for a better team, man.
That's great. That's great. Coaches, let us know next time we can see you guys in action. We know there's some scrimmages this week for some of you, and then season kicks off officially on Monday. So when can we catch you in action, and where at?
So we kick off our season with the Jag Cup on Monday. We'll be playing Lovejoy at Spalding High. We'll play at 7:30. The girls are at 5:30. So, but we'll be kicking off our annual Jag Cup on Monday.
All right, Coach Coggins.
You can catch us in action tomorrow night. We play Lovejoy tomorrow at Memorial Stadium. Girls kick off at 5:30, boys at 7:30, and we're also in the Jag Cup as well. So you can catch us Monday 7:30 at Memorial Stadium. We play Konos.
Great, and the Jag Cup is Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Is that right?
Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then the championship round on Saturday.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then Saturday all day. We encourage everybody to come for some great soccer out at the stadium. Gentlemen, thank you for being here. You did an excellent job. I want you guys to know that both Spalding and Griffin Soccer have a long history of success that you may or may not be aware of, right? This community has produced a lot of great soccer players, a lot of great soccer teams that compete hard, but play fair. And so we hope you guys continue that legacy and get soccer back in Griffin-Spalding County where it belongs, which is making those deep playoff runs. And we know Griffin's done it. We know Spalding's done it, and we look forward to both of y'all doing it again. We're going to be there cheering you on in the stands, okay? So thank you guys for being here. We're going to transition you guys to take our picture, and that's going to conclude our Spring Sports Media Day for Griffin-Spalding County Schools 2025. Thank you guys for joining us on YouTube, and come see us on the fields and on our courts as we compete with excellence in all that we do. Thank you, guys. We'll get y'all over here.